Here we are. Hold on, let me turn the music off. Good morning, everyone.
Good
Let me
morning.
stop this hip hop music. All right,
I like
so
it.
we have Jack Stewart on. So you guys haven't met him yet. So we got Sierra and Joel on. We're waiting for Matt, but yeah, Jack. Good morning, man.
Morning. It's nice to meet you guys.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
So Jack is also an investor in Pittsburgh, and he has a YouTube channel, Jack's Business Talk. So hold on, I'm
Yeah, I
trying to get my.
subscribed when Mark sent it over. Looks like you're up to some cool
Cool.
stuff.
Thank you.
Let's see here. Hold on, I'm trying to get the comments going on this side. There we go. All right. Yeah. So I don't know, Jack. You want to fill everyone in a little bit about your story?
Well, I started pre-COVID, and I just felt like there's more to life than just working. And I decided the path to go was with real estate. There's a guy mentoring me at the time, and eventually we ended up butting heads and going our separate ways. But I stayed with real estate and kept investing in the Pittsburgh region, kept building up a portfolio over time, and eventually meeting Mark through Michael Zuber's Facebook page.
Cool. Hold on, I'm trying to get the live on my phone. What the hell? All right.
Currently, I'm doing a rehab, and you guys can check out the progress that I'm doing over there.
Are you are you local to Pittsburgh or are you
Yeah,
out of state?
yeah, I'm local to Pittsburgh.
That's awesome.
All
Yeah,
right.
it's
So
funny.
no, go ahead, Jack.
It was funny. Mikey sent me a place a couple days ago. He said, "What do you think of this place?" And I was just like, "I saw this one." I was like, "You beat the local to the property."
Yeah, Mikey, Buzz, Tuna, and Jack are always talking story, man. They can go for hours, those guys. But hold on, let me put Jack's channel in the comments. But yeah, so let's kind of start off. This was Sierra's maybe topic, kind of when to pivot or revamp the portfolio. Or hold on, I think he's here. But yeah, why don't you start, Sierra?
Yeah, so I was thinking about this because I know I saw that they had posted that they were shifting to midterm rental for one of their properties. And then Joel had mentioned, his property in Florida, I think being kind of navigating the under contract process. And so I was just kind of thinking about, when to pivot, when to sell. I know Ned had talked about selling, some properties that he had where the insurance went up. So I think everyone's kind of like, figuring out what to do in this market right now. And that's a lot of like stabilization and trying to make your portfolio a little bit less of a headache and more efficient. And I know that on my rental property, especially it being my first one, like I learned a lot of lessons, right? And now I know a lot more where I could probably get a better deal. So I'm always tempted to like liquidate that and get set up with a little bit better cash flowing property, or maybe do something a little bit different, like put the money towards a house hack where I could lower my living expense, or even do an ADU where the cash flow is a lot higher for the amount that's invested. So I'm just kind of want to throw all of that out there because I know we're kind of all or a lot of us have been in that season during this time where buying properties isn't really the number one priority. So yeah, that's where my head was with it, and I just wanted to see what you guys thought about when to sell or when to pivot.
Good morning, Matt. I'm gonna start calling you Joel, man. Showing up
Hey, good
late.
morning. Good morning.
No, I didn't get a chance to read your message. Something about driving to Florida.
Yeah, we hit some traffic, a little bit late starts, raining, but we'll be at the house in like 15, but we're gonna make it work.
No. What do you mean we? Someone else is with you?
I got Jess out here driving. She out here.
Morning. Yeah, anyone else? So Joel, I mean, Sarah kind of mentioned you, like your
Yeah.
property in Destin. I mean, so like pivoting or revamping the portfolio.
I mean, I think it starts with what's your goal, what's your objective, and let's just we talk about this all the time about it takes 5 years to maybe see some true results or pivot. So what are you trying to do? Some people are cash flow investors, some people are fix and flippers, some people are more, I'm gonna just try to break even, and I'm here for the equity buildup. And that's really, my portfolio has been more of the equity plays as opposed to really focusing so much on, I got to have this much cash flow. If I can break even on the cash flow and I'm in a certain area that I know the values are going to hold steady and go up, I've been typically okay, because my initial strategy has been kind of the buy as a primary residence and then turn it into a rental over time. And so I think it starts with what's your goal, what's your objective, and then for me personally, I mean, I'm going through some life events, so I mean, I'm almost by the necessity having to sell. So it just depends on someone's situation.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
And then Trade Better said, does anyone think of Ross from Friends when you hear pivot? Yeah.
Every time.
Know. You're too young for Friends. You watch Friends here?
Of course. What?
Before your time.
Oh, it was not. Yeah, I'm trying to think if I watched. I think I watched it air live. I would have been pretty young, but Friends and Frasier, those were the number two, or the
right.
top two.
Yeah.
I like Frasier a lot. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Frasier is. I didn't get into it as much as Friends though.
Yeah.
But Matt, what about you, man? Are you thinking of pivoting or anything, or changing up the portfolio a little bit right now?
When I think of pivot, I also think of the Fed, the Fed pivot. That's not really I don't know if there's too many laughs on that one. But for personal portfolio changing, it's sort of seeing it stabilize right now. I know kind of Sierra already mentioned it. Looking to buy is really only if the numbers kind of make sense. So it's kind of, I say, weathering the storm, but not kind of resting on what has been accumulated thus far. So it's looking to maybe improve, make more efficient, make more effective, like the current portfolio that you have right now. And if that means changing what Sierra was saying from long term to a medium term, then that's kind of the strategy that you can also employ depending on what your portfolio is made up of.
Yeah, Trade Better has a great question. Is there a certain dollar amount of fixes that you would rather sell?
Yeah, so that's one of the things is that I know I don't know, but the rental property that I have, when I bought it, the HVAC was old and I got a seller credit for it. But I have a feeling that this winter I'm going to need to replace it. And right now it's looking around like an $8,000 expense. And so that's one of those things that I'm really trying to weigh, because I know that I could also sell that property and redeploy the capital and probably avoid that expense altogether. But obviously that takes a lot of work, and it would also mean our tenants need to find a new place, and like there's just a headache that is associated with trying to restructure as well. But yeah, I would say, even though I knew that was coming and it was expense, I think, like I said, after getting my first property, I just, I feel like I have more connections now to get a better deal than I did initially. So I'm weighing it at that dollar amount.
When you say connections to get a better deal, what do you mean?
So I mean, like, I feel like I have more people who can give feedback on out of state properties versus just buying local where I'm at. I have an opportunity to use the money to build an ADU on a property to get a significantly better cash flow, as well as increase equity. So I have that option, or also like as far as the connections part goes, like I feel like I could get a property out of state at a better deal and have property management and not have to do it myself because of the network of just people who can refer me to good property managers versus not having any of that when I started.
What
do you
about
feel
you,
the
Jack?
difference? What do you feel the difference in yield would be between if you went and did that versus keeping what you have and fixing the HVAC unit?
So if I did the ADU, my yield would go up almost triple. My yield right now is about 12% on the rental property that I have, but I also self-manage. If I end up having to pay for the HVAC, I think that wouldn't wipe out all of my cash flow from the last 2 years. That would probably wipe out about 2/3 of it though. But if I keep it, then I'll have a rental property on my tax return for 2 years, and that helps with the financing side of things too. So there's that to play in there.
Old guy REI stopped by. Put his YouTube channel link in the comments. Oh, Joel bounced off. I don't know. Hold on, I gotta let him back in. Joel's goofing around again as usual. Hold on, there he is. Maybe the algorithm just knows and it kicks you off.
They knew I was going to say something that was going to get your channel canceled. So it's like that AI.
Yeah, same thing. I mean, all great points from everyone. I think it definitely comes back to kind of knowing what your end goal is too, right? So a lot of times that's going to determine, if you want to pivot or cash out something but I think all great points. I mean, right now, like I'm still trying to figure out what I want to do, like with the primary residence, and is it better to just sell? Is it better to just rent it out? But yeah, you're always thinking. I think even in these times, especially because the markets, it is a little bit harder to find deals. So you're just always looking at all different avenues on what can bring you extra capital or increase your performance in your portfolio. So yeah, I think a good time right now is a good time to kind of reevaluate things.
Well, one of the things that Matt mentioned about the pivot and the Fed is, and we've talked about this in the past about just how fast things have moved over the past 4 years, with rates going down in 2021, coming through COVID, and this kind of like boom into real estate and values going up, and then this massive shift of inflation and the Fed attacking it with rates going up. And I say this all the time, mortgage rates were in the 3s in December of 2021, and then by May we were in the 6s, and they just moved so fast. And we were seeing the effects of this with this kind of affordability crunch. Rates are still high, prices continue to go up, and now we're seeing some issues in the commercial market. So from a 10-year treasury standpoint, just kind of where the rates are going, not to get too technical on you, but we hit highs of 5% on the 10-year treasury back in October, November timeframe. And then in late April, we hit some highs again, but they were lower highs, so like 4.7 range. And then lower highs again late May, and then we just hit a bump, I guess on Monday, and it's come back down today massively. So we're seeing these series of lower highs, which could be a good projection for rates continuing to go down. So if that happens, and rates do continue to go down in some regard over the next however many months or years, then what happens? What happens with the availability, the supply of real estate? What happens to prices? And so like that's the thing that is just interesting. Buy and hold, right? Like the long term, if you can weather the storm, like that's the key for most people. But just interesting times.
I guess my other question is, Sierra, is how much equity do you have in your current place? And also just or if you were talking about putting an ADU on that property, or are you talking about an ADU somewhere else?
So I can put an ADU on my primary residence, or I could put it, there is a place that I have a friend who I could put a primary residence on. Essentially, that would do the property management for it. So there's two different residences that I could do it at. I have about 30,000 in equity in the rental property. Maybe a little more depending on what it would sell for, but I would say that's a pretty safe bet.
Does that include what the fees and the buyer and seller agents and commissions and all that?
Yeah, that's what I think I would be able to pull out of it.
Okay.
Hey,
and
Matt.
what do you think the yield would be for the other out of state place, or you haven't decided on a market yet?
Yeah. So if I put an ADU on my primary residence, I mean, I could do that for probably 50,000, and it'd be like a pretty sweet one. I can put an ADU up for about 35,000 up at the other place, and then I could probably come up with a difference to basically fund it completely, and so my yield would be infinite.
35,000. A little shack.
Well, but I have a contractor connection up there that would allow it to be done for that amount.
Hey, Matt, when is Jess gonna come on the channel so we don't need to invite you anymore?
Yeah, no. Eventually, yeah. I'm just. You keep me around just so the time when Jess does come on the channel, then you'll just kick me off. So I gotta keep it delaying as long as possible. No, it's we'll be it's like you got to keep that mystery, right? You got to keep that X factor going. So we'll get something soon though.
I also want to say what's up to Brett. He's another firefighter. He's so sensitive nowadays, though. He got all upset because I didn't tag him in a post when I put the one about forming your community or I forget what it was. And he's like, "Oh man, you didn't tag me in this."
Oh,
I was like, "Man, what kind of firefighter are you being all sensitive?"
Mark, you got lots of shout outs in the Daily Financial News this morning.
It was fun being on school. Yesterday? It was a lot of fun. Matt wasn't there though. Unfortunately, he didn't show up.
No, dude, I had to work. I just say, just don't forget all of us, Mark, when you're rich and famous. Okay.
Oh, no ways, man. Not me.
Mark, you can get on that Cameo. You can make that a side hustle and just like start giving people shout outs. Because you're gonna take off before the rest of us do.
No ways. Let's see. Late start wealth this year. He said another beautiful humid day here. So in Florida. Missed the buy box lag. Oh, yeah. It was a lot of fun, man. We missed you, man. I had a lot of people tuned in. So I think a lot of people are, like we're kind of talking about right now, right? Your deals are hard to find in your backyard, maybe, and people are trying to look elsewhere to where other deals are. And like I heard St. Louis mentioned a few times in the school community yesterday. But yeah, people are just trying to see where the numbers work, right? And I think that's, like I said, now's a good time to kind of evaluate your portfolio and see maybe, sometimes it looks like they're performing well, right, on paper, but it could be just a headache property for whatever reason. And I have a few like that. On paper, they look great and the numbers are fine. It's just I can see that it may be an issue at some point, higher turnover and whatnot. So, it's a good time to kind of evaluate the property or your portfolio, I should say.
So I'm curious what everyone plans to do, like, let's say 10 years from now, like is cashing out and pulling the equity out to live on in retirement, like what everyone wants to do, or is the cash flow something that, I mean, I know, Joel, you mentioned you're more in the equity instead of cash flow right now. I know that I've heard a lot of people consider seller financing at the end. So, selling off the properties to other investors, and then just essentially getting the maintenance off, but still getting the cash flow. I'm just curious what everyone's play is going to be.
I've always personally thought about just splitting it between selling off, certain flop properties or just not the best performer ones to either pay off or pay down the highest mortgage properties, and then selling some of them to buy dividend stock ETFs and stuff like that, just to diverse a little bit. But that was kind of my goal, exit strategy, because especially once you get into your 70s and stuff, I'm not going to want to be involved in real estate anymore. And at that point, my first properties, they're going to need another roof because they only have a 50-year life on them, and just different things are going to be coming around again as far as repairs and stuff. And I'm just not going to want to deal with it anymore. So I'm just going to take the cream of the crop, keep those, and just liquidate everything else.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense.
Oh, yeah, we have a new person popped in, Aspen Family Fun. So thank you for stopping by. Oh, and there's someone else, TS67 Image. Thank you for stopping by. Haven't seen you folks in the comments, but sorry, Joe. Sorry for cutting you off, man.
I was just gonna say, having a property completely paid off, free and clear, and maybe it's not the cream of the crop of your portfolio, maybe it is, but when it's free and clear, I mean, that's a great place to be in theory, as you're getting up in age potentially. So then what do you do? Do you sell it? Do you 1031 it? Do you liquidate and put it in ETFs? Yeah, I mean, I don't really know the answer to that, but I mean, like that property is so, completely paid off. I know I've gotten the itch to, as I've been growing over the last 15 years, to pull cash out, maybe a home equity or a cash out loan to be able to, potentially acquire the next one. But once you're up in age, like Mark, in your 60s, sometimes you want to focus on getting things paid off and, see where things go.
All right, the gloves are off. I tried to be nice. I didn't say anything when he said that about you, but
did you guys see his comment on I put a video out there about an 89-year-old that was like working on his portfolio and doing a cash out, and Mark's comment was, "Oh, so is that your younger brother?" Oh man, that was good.
Somebody, my account was hacked.
Yeah, right.
Hey, what's up, Landlord Odyssey? He's doing some cool stuff out there with Ned too, so I gotta pop his channel in the comments. But TS 67 Image Production says cash flow is my play for retirement. Consistent cash. Oh shoot, it flew off the screen. Coming in for retirement and retaining an asset to pass down for generational wealth. Yeah, I mean, I think that's ultimately all of our goals is consistent cash flow. But I think at some point we kind of realized too that where did Matt go? Okay. But cash flow can come from different avenues, right? Or even different properties, right? So it's, would you rather have, 60 properties generating cash flow, or maybe kind of consolidate and then get like 10 paid off properties, newer properties, right? Cash flowing. So I think there's multiple ways to look at it, but it even kind of goes back to like Coach Carson's book and the story. I think that definitely for myself is kind of, at some point you're going to want to kind of prune the trees and kind of maybe get rid of certain properties that, like Jack touched on, maybe some deferred maintenance that's going to be coming up down the road. And you want to get into maybe newer properties or less headaches, or even maybe, get out of Pittsburgh at some point, right? Because of weather related things, and get into markets where you might have less of these weather type issues. So yeah, there's plenty of ways to look at it.
I think the thing is too is like the one comment was saying, it depends on, do you have anyone to manage your properties? Like if you were to form a company, do you have anyone that's going to be able to take it over for you? Like, for example, in my scenario, I give it like a 85% chance. I don't know who's going to run it after I'm gone. I don't know. I don't have anyone to pass it on to. So that's why I'd rather make a trust out of stocks and stuff towards the end. So it's easier just to be divvy it up between like a few people that they get like a monthly check out of it than anything else.
Hold on.
So Jack, so that means no kids, right?
No kids. Or me and Cynthia aren't able to have any.
Okay. So, didn't mean to get into that, but I just wanted to reference something that Stay Winning podcast has talked about a lot, in the past about building the nest, and then having kids and having that stability beforehand, which again, easier said than done. But
Yes, I popped in Radion, the Landlord Odyssey's YouTube channel in the comments. Got Hugo Stay Winning Pod. But yeah. Shoots, I forgot what you just said, Joe. I was going to comment on that.
On the build the nest.
Yeah. Shoot, my Matt just messaged me. Sorry, man. What did he say? I think he bounced. I think it's internet. Let's see. Sorry.
I mean, I'm sure it depends on, the market is, can change a lot in 10 years and who knows, right? Like it may make a lot more sense to be in stocks or crypto at that time or, something besides real estate. But real estate is just so tried and true that it's hard to not, include that as part of the play. But there's no telling what rates will be or how values will be skyrocketing in 10 years. That would be my guess, but it's hard to give up any position that I have on a property right now because I'm like, I feel like it can only get worse from here. Like as far as if I were to restructure and get a different rate now, or I mean, I have a 5% on investment property, and that feels pretty good compared to what I feel like I could get redoing it. So it's hard to think about giving that up, especially because the last two properties that were primary residences that I sold, I really wish I had that financing back. So I don't want to make that mistake again either.
I know
Yeah,
I had
Lauren
this.
is stopping by. So I posted her Instagram, trying to go check her out. She actually posted her first tortoise wrangling reel or story or whatever you want to call it, but she showed us how she goes about catching tortoises. So that was pretty cool. So go check her out. But thanks for stopping by, Lauren. Sorry, Jack. What were you saying, man?
Oh, I forget what Sierra was just saying.
Just giving up the positions on properties have now and what the market might be like 10 years from now.
Oh, okay, yeah. I was having kind of a similar internal dialogue with myself last year, and the two properties I was thinking that I had the most equity in, one is in the high twos and the other one's in the mid threes. And seeing what I got out of equity, I couldn't buy something comparable for the same price in the monthly payments. So that kind of quickly shot that one down.
Yeah. I think the only thing I could do better right now is get into a house hack.
Yeah, so Lauren is saying, I'm selling a property with a 2.7 interest rate. Am I going to regret? Whew.
Now she's buying a farm.
Yeah. I don't know. Is she buying her first self-storage? I don't know.
It's hard to think that you wouldn't regret that, but
Yeah.
But I think at some point you start to realize that, really the interest rates, I guess, I don't know. I don't want to say they don't matter, but at some point it's like Juber always talks about it. It's just one number in the calculation, right? So, I mean, you could have a 2.7 interest rate and the property is not performing. The property gives you a lot of headaches, right? And where you could have a property that has a 6% interest rate and it's killing it, right? So I think sometimes we handcuff ourselves a little bit, to the interest rate, and hopefully it doesn't prevent us from making better decisions or better moves to scale the portfolio, right? So, oh, okay, but I guess Joel says you will regret it.
I mean, obviously it depends on the property. If it's a sinkhole of a property that's just draining you or whatever's going on, I mean, obviously the property depends.
Yeah, but right? I mean, because does even so, like when you buy a property, right? Does the 2.7 ensure that it's going to be a great deal? The interest rate, right? So I think we kind of get caught up a little bit in the interest rate. Maybe it might be preventing us from making better moves, right? Because we're kind of stuck on this rate where we think like, I can't get rid of this. I mean, how, rates are at 7 right now. I have a 2.7, and we kind of look at it like this asset, which a lot of times it is, right? A fixed rate, asset or the debt. But a lot of times maybe it's holding us back from opening our eyes to what other opportunities are out there, right? Oh, Joe's gonna do another Saturday and chill. All right, I'm at work again, so I don't know if I can show up. Did my best. Had a darn moped guy driving around the neighborhood the whole time. There's Batman. I knew it was him. That's Janitor on Fire. Oh, you gotta go check out. He has a cool YouTube. He's starting another side channel, Postal Nerds. So it's pretty cool because he goes through like these small post offices, and he's trying to show like like there's these like we don't realize, like I don't realize it, right? There's these smaller post offices in different neighborhoods where, because the post office has to serve all communities, right? And we don't realize that there's these smaller entities out there that are serving the community and whatnot. So it's pretty cool to see. Some of these are, wow, this is really old post office, and the
Oh,
layout and
interesting.
whatnot. Yeah, so go check it. I'll put it's called Postal Nerds. But
Um,
he's going crazy.
janitor,
He's like on
who's
10
janitor?
videos.
Sorry, who's janitor on fire?
That's Daryl.
Daryl.
Yeah, so he is actually well, I don't know. He's going to be retiring soon. I think it was a few days, but he's in the post service. I think he's a janitor now at the post office, but he was, a postman and all that. And I think that's what he's doing now.
Daryl, if
Uh,
you need some content, you should message me because I've got all kinds of very small post offices out here.
yeah, that's what he told me too. He goes, "Hey, you should give me a video of the post office in your neighborhood, and then or do
Yeah.
something with that." But that'll be cool. That's what I'm thinking of you, because you kind of what? You have 700 people or something you said in your
Yeah,
neighborhood,
and
or
it's a whole drama thing out here with our post office because someone owned the building and leased it to the postal service, which I cannot imagine a better gig than that. And the guy was passed away, passed it off to his family, and the family didn't want to lease it to the post office for whatever reason because they didn't want to split the money, or they want the equity out of it. I don't know. I mean, it's just a small brick building, right? Um and so now we don't have a post office currently because they were bickering over it and couldn't come to a conclusion. So they had to move all the post office boxes to the next town over, which is another small post office. Anyways, can you imagine owning a property and just leasing it to the post office? That would be awesome.
I just saw a place out in Ohio because I was looking where kind of closer to where I want to retire. Just daydreaming, and near there was a post office for sale. It was like a post office, a fiveplex, and a small farm, all on the same plot of land.
Interesting. Yeah, this very small post offices are interesting. I mean, I know one is only open, the window's only open from 12 to 4. I mean, that would also be a great gig.
oh yeah, they have a ticker symbol. I forgot he said that the other day in the live. But
Interesting.
oh, he's on seven. Joe, he's beating you. He has 7 channels now. He says.
That's crazy.
Yeah. But the live was good. How'd you like Restream, man? You know what I did want to tell you though? You were doing 1080 though, right? That day.
Yeah, I was.
Yeah, I think if you try 1080, it has more glitches, because I was trying to do 1080 on Monday, and I could tell that the streaming portion kept lagging. So that's why I hopped back to 720.
Like,
But
could
because
you tell it glitching on that Saturday?
yeah, from my end, you guys were like frozen. I could hear you, but the screen kept freezing up on my end. Owning a post office sounds like an investment that will always deliver. Stan, see, Stan, you got to bring that stuff to the lives, man.
Yeah, it was a good one.
Sierra's been pretty witty. She's been coming back at me on X this past few weeks.
I did. I got some sharp comments in. Trying to keep up with all the height jokes.
What do you mean height joke? What do you?
I know
What do you?
the Lauren, I was gonna say the building went up for auction. I don't know what it ended up selling for, but yeah, they just put it at auction. I don't know if the post office is even interested in releasing it or not, or if they're gonna get a different building.
You should buy the one in Ohio.
Right? I didn't even know that was a thing, the post office thing.
So yeah, Hugo
I found out
said.
about it last night when I just happened to stumble across it.
Yeah, he said he was having camera issues with the restream side, but he's gonna play around with it. But yeah, Hugo,
Like
I figured
Lauren,
out the mirror thing that you commented.
like
Sorry,
Lauren
Sierra.
mentioned, I've heard that post office boxes, like renting the boxes, is a good business. I haven't looked a lot into that, but
Yeah, I
it's
think
another
that's
avenue.
like what Lisa Song Sutton is doing. She has
Mm-hmm.
those small that business and kind of like that postal service type thing or mailbox service thing, and I think it's like a UPS store, right, or Kinko, where they probably do like copying and all types of stuff. But yeah, I mean it's a great use of space if you can do that. I think those are super super cool, especially with all the people starting their own businesses or even having the virtual mailboxes, right? They don't you want to use their personal address. So I think it's a pretty good business to get into. I mean, I think January on Fire might not like it, but he's retiring from the post office anyways. Oh, here, Sierra, you got business
Yep.
from Daryl.
Message me on Instagram, Daryl. Or do I follow him on Instagram? I'm pretty sure I do. If not, I'll get your contact info from Mark.
Yeah. Yeah, what else? What else you working on, Jack? It's getting hot in Pittsburgh, huh?
Yeah, I stepped outside just to grab this backdrop and stuff out of my truck this morning, and it's already humid. I was just like thinking to myself, like, well, I was planning on going for a 10-mile hike today, but that's not happening.
10-mile hike. Hey, I saw the shirt again, Matt. Oh, is he frozen? Oh, there he is. Who made that shirt?
Oh, all right, we're back. We're back. Oh, you already know Sierra out here, Homes and Hustle, Sun Peak merch. You better check her out. You better check her out. It's the hottest thing right now. How would that go?
That's perfect. Thank you.
And Jack usually changes his hats, but he hasn't changed his wardrobe yet. He has like 10 hats on the side of him, and he just starts
I
flipping
put
his
all the
hat.
hats in the other room. You said only one hat.
Did I say that?
You told me I was only allowed on if I only wore one hat.
I may have.
Ooh, let's do this.
Oh, right
So it's
here.
too confusing for your channel.
Late start wealth. Let's see. He says, do you all use physical addresses or a PO box when it comes to your real estate investing?
Are you talking like if you had a like an LLC where they had a physical PO box attached to that?
Yeah, I'm gonna guess maybe like if you're filling out your lease, right? Sometimes you have to provide your address to the tenant or some, I think, right? I use my physical address for that, not a PO box.
Yeah, so because I have LLCs, I have like a virtual post office mailbox kind
Mm-hmm.
of phone number type thing. So I do use that address, and yeah, so I get mail sent to that place also. So I know there's different services, but like for me, I gotta go drive there every once in a while and see whatever mail might be there. Some they charge you more if you scan it, they'll scan it for you and send it to you. And then they have the phone service, but yeah, so I have like a virtual office. Yeah, did you guys watch the debate this past week?
I watched kind of the highlight reel at work. They were watching it some.
Yeah, we watched it at the station a little bit. Yeah, it was
What are the guys at the station? What's their perspective and
Oh
thoughts
man,
on
there's
it?
only one. There's really like only one guy that is on the Biden supporter on the left. Everyone else is pretty much, I mean, middle right. I mean, in the middle, but probably leaning right. Like, and especially after that. But the other guy didn't watch it, and then I walked into the dorms, and I'm like, dude, you gotta at least watch it just so you can see for yourself. And he's like, oh, I'm reading online that Trump is getting destroyed. And I'm like, what? I
Dude,
said, dude, come out here and
yeah.
just watch it.
It's
And
a
then he
little
just,
bit of critical thinking. That's all
yeah,
it takes.
yeah. It was. I think it was sad for the country, though. It was kind of bad. I mean, people are probably
I forget
laughing
who
at
it
us.
was. It was one of those ladies on USA Today. She's a huge Democrat, but she said something that kind of really shocked me. Was something along the lines. I'm just paraphrasing. She absolutely hates Trump, but she was saying, "I can't believe how respectful and nice Trump was in the debate, and he clearly won that one."
Yeah, I think that's all he had to do, right? Is just
Samantha, I
keep
think her name was.
keep himself in check. I think that's really all he had to do. Not talk over anyone and not throw out too many insults and be fairly respectable. And I think that's all he really had to do. Joel wants to say something, I can tell.
Dude, he's
I'm
itching.
gonna not say anything.
Why not, man?
I mean, I just wanted Trump to just walk over and grab the mask off of the guy.
Well, he can do that after he wins. We need him to win first. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Let's see what else we got going on here. Yeah. Any more realists? What do you guys? So, let's see. What's with the rate? What are you seeing out there, Joel? Or are you on to talk? Are you any more details on your Destin stuff? I know, unfortunately, it fell through. I mean, have there
Yeah,
been
buyer
any?
fell through. Yeah. So it's back on the market, and I actually have a guy that I know that's got an Amazon group that is going to be. It's not official, but looking to be able to do a little event down there in the fall. So it's something that kind of rallying back up some different ideas to be able to get some groups down and do some workshops, real estate, social media, and get some people together, make a little bit of revenue. So
Just let us know when those events are, Joel.
well, Mark, I'll put you on the spot. Since you're the wing nut, when do you want to do
Yes.
your own event?
My own event.
Yeah,
Oh,
people will come. People will come, Ray.
that's
Dude, they'll
not my
travel
thing.
all over to go to Hawaii.
Well, I'm talking about Florida.
Yeah, we'll see, man. I might have to head out there anyways.
I mean, if people just pay a little bit of money to like come to the event, we can afford to pay for Mark's plane ticket. He'll be the host.
I can't go to Florida before I go see my properties in Pittsburgh, though.
Dude,
Pittsburgh's
week
boring.
layover.
It's hot there, and there's no beach. Go to Florida.
That's true.
Mark, who is it you had on last week? Kevin, who's from Pittsburgh, or
Oh, Kevin.
Is that his
Yeah, Kevin, and well, his wife is Dr. Leslie, but she wasn't on. But they're in Pittsburgh. Yeah, they're kind of big in the April Crosby Lazy REI group. But yeah, he's in
you were
Pittsburgh.
asking them about food last week. And he said, "Oh, permanis, oh, pierogies." I was like, "Don't take them to the standard Pittsburgh stuff." I was like, "Yeah, it's fun, but at the same time, you need to go to Carmi's and different. Pittsburgh is a great place that they mix different foods that you don't think should go together. Like it's like the melting pot for everything."
Oh, we're gonna get into food again. That's what we got into on Monday's live. We got into somehow Chick-fil-A versus Popeye's chicken sandwich. But
Oh my.
no, but it started on New Orleans. Oh, Matt could chat, but Stan and Ned started talking about places to go in New Orleans and all these different. Lauren was just, oh, I gotta go there now. Lauren wants to try all these places, and then people were commenting in the comments about how New Orleans is horrible. And then I was like, oh, Hugo had a bad experience over there the other year at FinCon.
He did? Like,
Yeah.
was he just walking in the streets at night?
Well, he lost his wallet, I think, or something, and then all kind of it was just a
Makes
bad.
it,
He went,
yeah.
yeah.
It goes downhill after that.
Oh, now Lauren wants to invite us to Florida after she's selling her tortoise farm, and we can't play around on it. Yeah, I forgot what places they mentioned.
Mark against a tortoise, and we'll bet on who's faster.
Hey, those things are quick, man.
That's what she said.
We've been lied to all our lives. I saw that. Somebody posted that on something too. It was like, we've been lied to. Those things can scurry, man. Oh, Landlord Odyssey said he'd come to Pittsburgh. Yeah, because he's in the Northeast.
Hey, Sierra. So you did stuff for Zubers, one rental at a time. You're doing stuff for Mojo Mindset. How much capacity do you have? Let's go find you some more deals, some more opportunities to make some money, right?
Yeah, let's do it.
Who else needs some merch?
Yeah, great question. I mean, I am outsourcing any orders over 100 at this point. So like if it's more than 100 t-shirts, I am going to work with a local screen printer and do them instead of, but like my wheelhouse is going to be small batch stuff, right? So like anyone who needs anything less than 100 items, I definitely make myself, but I can still get anyone a great deal if they're wanting to order bulk. And I have lots of products that I source myself. So that allows like the better deals, even if I'm not making them in-house. But yeah, I mean, I'm happy to take on, especially graphic design stuff. Like I don't have too much limitation on that. I can take on quite a bit of graphic design work still, but in the middle of trying to renovate properties and stuff, I try to pace myself a little bit.
I mean, if you have a big bulk order that you're able to source because people know you and your brand and you're amazing, you have all these great graphics because you're amazing, and then you outsource it and you still make money, right? And it's a lot easier.
Yes.
So doesn't that sound like a great idea to like find those big bulk orders?
Yes. I just try to be careful about saying that I'm outsourcing it, because then people will think that they can go directly and get this, a better deal by like not going through me. But that's the thing, is like I have working relationships with people who do this stuff. So like typically, like if you go to a screen printer, right, you're going to, I don't know who you're pointing at.
The chat.
Yeah, Lauren saying she needs merch and a brand. So
Let's see the chat.
Yeah.
Because like the whole idea of like, putting an offer out there, whether it be coaching or, products, like, you want to see if people like your product or your service. You pre-sell it. If you have interest and then you create it. I've seen a lot of, do you guys know who Clint Murphy is on X? He did a X course for creators and basically sold it and then created the course. So it's like, put the images out there and pre-sell it and see what kind of traction you get, and then create the final version or design. Like one of the things that I've always wanted to do, like you guys know who Russell Brunson is with ClickFunnels? His tagline is one funnel away. And I was reading his book and, thinking about doing some webinars and blah, 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 blah. And I kind of got to like the Strive platform and talking about income streams and increase income, save 25%, have options to invest. And so my tagline is one stream away, like one income stream. And so at some point I want to be able to have like a wristband that's like, not your normal wristband, but a cool one that people would remember that's just one stream away. So if Sierra makes that for me down the road, would you guys buy one? It's like $10.
Support. I'd support it. Are you going to trademark that tagline? Can you do that?
You can. I haven't. I've trademarked Strive for 25, but I haven't trademarked that.
What have you trademarked Strive for 25 on? Because don't you have to trademark it on a specific like item?
I mean, just the name.
Okay.
If you look at the name of it, like that I have on some of the social media things, I think there's an R next to it on the graphic. Let me double check.
Sorry, I'm playing around with QR codes, trying to see how it shows up. So if anyone out there looking for landlord banking, bookkeeping type stuff,
Ooh, is that through
check
Restream?
out Baseline. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I
Looks
created
good.
it through Restream,
Yeah,
and then you
looks
can
good.
pop it on here. So you can put like all kind of your Amazon links and things like that. But I really like Baseline for bookkeeping and banking for my rental properties.
Did you ever get the referral link thing figured out?
They're still working on it. They're trying to figure out what happened. But they said, yeah, I mean, as long as you set up the account, right? I
Yeah.
think they did away with the receiving rent part of it. Yeah, stay with. Oh, yeah, Baseline is awesome. I love it.
It sounds like there's plenty of people who are willing to meet up in Florida or Pittsburgh, so I think we could definitely plan something. I mean, I go through Pittsburgh whenever I drive up to the Northeast, so I've been very close to. I've almost texted you, Mark, and been like, just send me some of the addresses and I'll drive by your properties.
Yeah, you drive your Hive Mapper and get more.
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, Stan said he's right near Florida. You can head that way. And then Darrow says he votes for Pittsburgh. Yeah, I'll do some content over there.
There's not a whole lot of, well, I should say, like the ORAC community. There's not a whole lot of stuff that happens on the East Coast.
You mean events? Or
Yeah.
Well, I think Zuber's he's going to start trying to expand or do a few things here and there. I opened my big mouth and I mentioned Hawaii, and he's like, "Oh yeah, where could we do it?" And I'm like, "Oh shit!" Now I'm on the hook for like looking for
Yeah,
Yeah,
dude.
you are.
You're looking at the project dude right here.
I'm like, "Damn it!" I said, "Mikey, you're up." But yeah, the school community, if you guys aren't in there, I would definitely consider joining. I mean, it's super. I think it's way more interactive than the Facebook side, and there's a lot of cool stuff going on over there. So I would definitely consider that. I mean, for $20, man, you get a lot of great information and little more personal, I think, interactions with his usual, weekly millionaires or guests, you want to call it. Oh yeah, Crocs referral link. I'm on it.
Yeah,
Dude,
you
that
should
one shouldn't
definitely
be
be a
too
brand
hard.
ambassador.
Yeah, dude, you got to get the Croc image on your X profile. That's how you know it's
You
legit
know,
too.
you know who's coming around to Crocs is Lauren. She said, "I'll wear that in Alaska." She's gonna comment pretty soon. No, there was one that
Uh,
she's like, "Is that waterproof?" She goes, "I might need that in Alaska." It was one that
that's
held
right.
up
Her
with
trip is
your,
soon, right?
yeah. Oh yeah, Stan actually lived in Pittsburgh. I forgot all about that. I always forget, but he lived in Pittsburgh for 4 years.
Dan is too busy traveling everywhere else to go back to Pittsburgh.
That is true. He has some cool videos out there, cool photos. Yeah, yeah, Jack. So where's the place to eat, man? If I ever go to Pittsburgh, where are we going?
I like to get you to Carmi's or Chaparro, or there's a few other places.
And what kind of food is that? What kind of food do they serve?
Carmi's is a mix of different types of southern stuff. Chaparro is a Neapolitan Italian place, and there's another place I'm thinking off the top of my head, but I can't think of the name of it. It's a cross between Croatian and Philippines.
Huh. Interesting.
How would you describe the cuisine of Pittsburgh? Like, do you guys have is there a recognized brand I'm not aware of? Like, what's a Pittsburgh meal?
If you're going with the typical Pittsburgh stuff, you're talking kind of like what Kevin said, pierogies and fries on a sandwich. But if you want to, if you want more of an in-depth view as far as what Pittsburgh does, they get different things that probably shouldn't go together and throw it into a pot.
Nice. What a mix. That's awesome.
Yeah. Stan's next trip is booked: Japan and Nepal. What a life.
I need to get my passport.
I
You
gotta
don't
check my
have a passport?
I do not.
Oh, I mean, I hear like that process takes some time. So like if you're thinking about planning an overseas trip, it'd probably be better to start it, have
Right
it.
now, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I had one at one time, but it has my maiden name on it, so it's no good. But
Oh,
um,
that's right.
Hugo
yeah,
says he
I've
wants
been
to
meaning
just
to do
vlog
that.
about food. And then Trade Better's asking, where in Japan, Stan? But cool. Yeah.
Wasn't Mikey just in Japan?
Yes, he was. He was there for probably about 3 weeks. So he's back now. And then Lars is actually in Hawaii now for Rimpak. So we're
Mm.
gonna meet up with Lars on Friday for a little while.
Yeah,
Rimpak,
Mikey
so
sent me a
he's a Navy
video.
dude?
I believe so. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. Style doesn't matter there, Lauren. Oh, she's talking about the Crocs in Alaska. I'm offended by that. Oh, Jack O'Hare from Trade Better 99. Have you had the Roethlisberger? Is it a burger or sandwich?
I'm not sure. I haven't had it. Where's that one at?
Oh, you can get your passport done at the post office, Daryl says.
CCR. You should buy that place in Ohio. You could own and get your passport at the same
Yeah,
time.
get my passport
That's
working it.
it.
Yeah,
Put a
I
priority
need
on
to do
that.
that. In college, one of my best friends had to get one of like the rush passports done, and there's like only a place in like Arkansas or something that does it. And so we drove overnight. I drove her overnight because she was like, I won't be able to do the drive by myself, so then she could get it in time. So I have an experience with that. I didn't even know that they had, but I think she had to pay an exorbitant amount to get it done like fast. But yeah, I should just get on.
Stan has a blog about food articles. Hey, post it in the chat, man, or whatever. You know what I think will be fun though? I saw it on X the other week. So I don't know. You guys might be too young. I don't know. I said in the late '90s, early 2000s, like I guess this person, Goo Goo Dolls and Matchbox 20. What was some of your favorite bands growing up? You guys remember? Mine was Three Doors Down.
Favorite brand. Let's see what kind of bands I have.
I would say for me, it was probably more like Linkin Park, Three Doors Down, up
Three Doors
Matchbox
Down.
20.
Yep.
Uh, I don't know. I was all about the alternative and grunge rock.
Yeah, Incubus,
Hmm.
Breaking Benjamin,
Oh
Oh
uh,
yeah,
yeah.
Urge.
they're coming to Pittsburgh. I'm excited about that show.
Who
Oh,
is?
wait. Who saw them recently? Who was talking? Oh, wait, Joe. Who did you go see again? And you got it.
I saw Switchfoot
Oh, that's right.
in the winter. Yeah.
That's
That's
another
right.
one that was back in the 90s, right? 2000s. Switchfoot was
Yeah,
big.
yeah, and they're still making music. It's crazy.
Dang,
Yeah, I
that's
saw them
amazing.
open for Need to Breathe on the what, maybe a year ago or so.
Yeah.
It definitely feels like it's interesting hearing like music, from so long ago, but then you're seeing like these grown men. Like it doesn't feel like the same vibe as it was, but they're still really good and their fan base is really awesome.
Yeah.
I like to sometimes switch things up a little bit. David Draymond, his brother, is a classical piano player. He sometimes covers Disturbed stuff, and it's a totally unique spin on what you're used to hearing.
Hold on. I'm trying to find. You guys can. I'm trying to find Stan's other page. I think
I
it's
know
the New York.
he's got the Instagram log of photos for New Orleans.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna post in the YouTube side. I don't know if that's the blog he's talking about, but here's his New Orleans living on Instagram.
Yeah. I know
But
it
yeah, a
always gives
couple.
us ideas for little date night
Yeah.
ideas.
Let's see. What did he say? I see Metallica, Kiss Metallica, Black Sabbath, Megadeth. Dang, Janitor on Fire, you surprised me.
In 90s and 2000s, I was pretty young. I would have been like Backstreet Boys and Britney Spears, right? Like,
Oh, Britney Spears is strange now, man. I don't know. I don't know what she's doing.
I don't think she knows what she's doing.
Yeah, man, it's weird,
Dude,
man.
that conservatorship took a toll.
Goodness. Yeah, so Stan, I don't know if that's the blog or what you're talking about, but I put your New Orleans Living Instagram page profile in the comments. So there's a lot of cool stuff there to check it out. But Trey Better also said, I saw, where did it go? He was talking about the Roethlisberger somewhere. Shoots, where did it go? Pepe Subs or something? Oh, here for Jack. Is this a place? Pepe Subs.
I'm just
Anybody
not
a Jersey Mike's fan?
Yeah, I mean, I like
What kind
Jersey
of-
Mike's better than Subway.
Do you like it better than that Firehouse subs?
Yeah,
That's
Jersey
going
Mike's
against your
is
own
one of my
brand.
favorites. They have a 99. It's like their Chipotle cheesesteak.
Mm.
It's like my go-to.
Yeah.
Dude, no,
Yeah,
I think
well,
everybody's ready for lunch.
Right.
It's like breakfast time here. Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Did you watch the school stuff yet, Matt? Or no?
Dude, no, we've been hit the road early this morning, and we're doing a believe it or not, a garage sale here in a little bit for all the furnished stuff that we have at this
Oh,
place
nice.
in Florida. Yeah, so we're.
Did you
after I
guys
hop
all
on
meet
the-
up yet? You, Stan, and Ned?
Yeah, we grabbed some coffee last week. Actually on Sunday, just kind of caught up, see what everybody's doing. Seems like the consensus is adding rentals in New Orleans is not the move unless they're small commercial aimed at graduate students or medium-term rental, travel nurse, that kind of thing, because insurance is what is killing a lot of deals, and with the prices still elevated as you know where they are, it's hard for it to justify on a numbers perspective. The deal makes sense. So
Yeah. I saw a great thing too on X. Somebody was talking about even, like looking at deals and whatnot. It's kind of like, if you can't decide, the answer is no. A lot of successful people, that's kind of the, right? If you got to make quick decisions out there, right? A lot of times. So I think some people just kind of put obstacles in their way and they start, you know, making their spreadsheets too big and putting all kind of information in there. And a lot of times just, you got to be able to make a quick decision, and, you can always look deeper into it a little bit later, but I think that's where a lot of successful people are, right? They got to be able to make a decision fairly quickly.
yeah,
Well, Mark,
yeah.
go ahead, Matt.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, and they only know probably about 60 to 70% of the information, right? So it's like you're constantly evaluating, I guess. So the more and more that you get reps, the more and more that you're able to make a more informed decision with maybe less of that information up front, and then you can kind of figure it out as you kind of go. But
What's up, Joel?
I was just gonna say, like, talking to Mark over the years, which is crazy to say that it's been years now that we know each other, but like, you're always going back to the notion of this deal makes enough sense, and if something goes wrong, I'll just figure it out. And that I'll figure it out part of it, like, not everyone has that. You have that easygoing, calm, perspective. And I talk about, hey, if you're focusing on income, that's the equalizer. Generate more income, you have more buffer to deal with the what if. So, Mark, how do you have that? Why do you have that mentality about figure it out?
I usually do this way. I mean, that's kind of, that's kind of just my attitude. I talk about it a lot. I think that's why sometimes I struggle when other people reach out to me. They're trying to get a lot more information or detailed, and I'm just like, it looks good enough. It'll work out in the end. And I think, I do struggle with that, and I realize not everyone is like that. So that's what I'm trying to get better at. But I talk about it all the time. I think it just comes from being in the firehouse, or it's a lot of times things don't go as planned, and you just gotta roll with it and handle it the best you can, and realize that your training, or whatever information you do have, that's what you make your decision on at that time. And it may change as you go along, but you kind of roll with what you have, and you kind of use your best, I guess, training or knowledge to your ability, and try to roll with that information. And sometimes it may take longer for it to work itself out, but typically, a lot of times, like we say, buy and hold, right? I mean, it's very forgiving in a sense, right? So if you do hold it long enough, a lot of times it'll work itself out.
Were you that laid back before joining the fire department?
Oh yeah. I mean, I think this has just always been my personality. I mean, I think that's it, but it also goes to where some people think I don't care, right? They get my personality, and they feel like I don't care about things, and it rubs people the wrong way in a sense where um they think that I kind of don't give a shit about a lot of things and may not put the effort in. But it's a lot different than that. It's more just it's more just, like I said, I think it's gonna figure itself out. And you put yourself in the best position you can at the time, and you just keep working on it. And typically, knock on wood, but it usually works itself out for me.
Mark's yoga practice in his younger days is really what gave him this mindset going forward.
Hey, how do you know about my yoga days?
Well, we talked about it once.
Oh, did we? Yeah.
I the only pushback I have to any of that is, I think until you get in the game, like it's easy
Yeah.
for people to have that hesitancy, right? And until, like you're saying, like you have this like evidence that it does just work itself out, like it's kind of hard to believe that it will and it won't derail you. Um, so I think that if you're one of those people who feel like you can't decide, but you're just now trying to get in the game, like you might have to just overcome that a little bit versus if you can't decide, just say no. But then I think once you're in it a little bit, if you're still having that feeling constantly and it's not working out for you, then maybe that's not the right area for you to be in, and you should find something else that's a better fit.
Yeah, totally. I think that's what hopefully people took away from my talk on in school with Zuber about out of state investing is, even though the numbers can be great, for a lot of people, I think it really comes down to, you got to understand yourself. Because even though the numbers make sense, you are, you know, at a distance in a sense, and you give up a lot of control, and you got to have a lot of trust. And it is about building relationships. And some people, that might be their weakness, right? They're not able to be hands off, or they want their properties a certain distance where they can drive by it every once in a while and see it. So and you may have to take smaller returns to be more comfortable and be able to sleep well at night by investing closer to yourself, right? So I think that was hopefully something people took away from our talk yesterday, is that as great as the numbers can be by investing remotely or out of state, sometimes it's more a personal thing, and you really got to understand yourself, and if you're able to handle these situations. No risk, no reward from Stan. Yep. But oh wait, what's going on? Oh, there he is. No, yeah, yeah. But that's I do struggle with that though. I mean, when people reach out to me, sometimes I'm just like, I don't know how to answer what you're asking me, because you're like 20 other data points you're looking at, and I have no idea what you're talking about. So I am trying to get better at that. I am trying to realize that not everyone is like me.
I was trying to show someone the other day my Excel spreadsheet and just what I look at roughly to determine whether it's a good or a bad investment. And I forget what they count. I think like maybe 6 or 10 points on my Excel spreadsheet. Taxes, sewage, water, just the general stuff, mortgage payments, interest rates, all that kind of stuff. And they're surprised in retrospect compared to theirs, in just how little I had compared to what they had. And that's what I was telling her. It's like, well, a lot of the stuff you have on your Excel spreadsheet, it doesn't matter.
Yep, totally agree. I think we talked about it on Monday's live too, about a buy box, and it's kind of, you have levels to it, right? Maybe in the beginning or in the first, when you're evaluating it, it's going to be a real scaled down spreadsheet to just get an idea of if you want to further look into this property. And then you have your next spreadsheet as you start going down the process. And then you might have your final spreadsheet on to actually make that final decision if you're going to continue with this property. So I think that's what we touched on. I think it's a great point to where, just to maybe look further into that property, it doesn't have to be as detailed, your spreadsheet or how you're evaluating it, just to kind of get you in that ballpark to say, I want to look further into this. Let's see. Late start well. What did he say? For long distance investing, is it true that the property manager makes? If you go with Dionism, yes. I mean, it's, technically, yeah. I mean, they are making more money than you from that standpoint, right? However, I kind of go back on. It's also, you look at Zuber, right? He uses property management because he doesn't want to deal with a lot of those issues, right? So I think it's, you gotta, like, it still goes back to understanding yourself, because are you going to be able to tell a tenant that they have to be evicted or go through the eviction process yourself, or are you going to have to tell them that no, or you're going to increase rent, or these type of things, and talking directly to the tenant, right? So some people don't have that in them, so they need that buffer, they need that property manager in place to coordinate the messaging and communication. And a lot of times it's worth the 10% a lot of times for some people, right? To be doing other things. Like, let's say they're W2, they're making a lot of money or have a high income, and they just don't have the time to deal with all this property management related things, right? So yes, the property managers do make a pretty good payout from your rent, but at the same time, they do a lot of work a lot of times. So it's really what you're comfortable with. My advice on that though is also, I think a lot of new investors though, they do start. I do recommend starting with a property manager at first though, but I think the big thing is that they're always looking for the cheapest or the best rate. Like, they go into a market and they're like, oh, I want 8%, and then you only have one property, and a lot of property managers are kind of like, why am I going to want to work with this person with one property, and they're trying to nickel and dime me for 2%, right? So I think when you first get started, you got to really realize that you're going to pay market rate, or you're going to pay that 10%. And then as you start building your portfolio, it kind of gives you some leverage to be like, okay, I've been with you this amount of time, or I have this much properties. Let's start working out maybe a better rate. Or, some guys I know, they even they reduce the fee, the percentage, but they pay like a extra amount on rehab type stuff, repairs. So they pay the property manager a higher cut on that, or take an extra fee, but from the monthly expenses, they have it like 5% or something. So people kind of tailor it to what they think works best for themselves. Oh, his blog is blocked, he said. So maybe I'll get that from you, and then I can share it next time, Stan. I'm going to skip past that yoga one. But
this is what I was laughing at.
Oh, this one?
Yeah.
Janitor on fire. I should probably hire. Oh, wait, Joe. I'll let him in after. Hire a property manager for my property that my mother-in-law lives in. That way, yeah. Where's Joe? There he is. Hold on.
All right, yo, I am sorry that I had to dip out of this in and out, but I'm gonna work on this little garage sale. I appreciate the invite. I probably gotta dip out though.
All right, man.
All right.
Are you selling any
What?
Mojo Mindset shirts while you're there at the garage sale?
No, just branding, Only existing furniture for now, but.
Hey, you should put up a sign that says you'll take 10% off if they subscribe to your YouTube channel before they pay.
Yo, I know. I gotta leave a little QR code at the desk.
Yeah, right.
Bad idea. I know. extra 10%. Shoot, that stuff adds up. Awesome. Cool. Well,
All
thanks,
right.
y'all. Appreciate it. See y'all.
Thanks, man. So Invest LYH is here, but he's from the Facebook side. So Chris, if you're listening, I can see your comment and I can tell it's from the Facebook live, but I cannot comment back to you through the restream. I can only comment back to YouTube. But thanks for stopping by. And now I know that Facebook I can see comments on here. Oh, accept Bitcoin as payment too from Hugo. Quality property manager makes the difference between an investment paying off or not. That stands comment.
Did you guys
And what
see
is
the post about Grant Cardone selling his multi-million-dollar property in Florida, like only on the blockchain? And like one of the media posts is like including the word Scientologist and trying to like slant it to a negative, and he like made a post about it and responded about it, and oh shit.
I did not see that.
Yeah, it was a pretty interesting post, and the comments were even more interesting.
I haven't been seeing your guys' stuff on X quite a bit. Only Sierra, when she jabs back at me, I see it. But so Chris is also here from YouTube side. So cool, thanks, man. Oh, I'll post your channel here too, because I just saw you had someone on your channel talking about some markets.
Oh my God! I'm sorry.
What's going on, man? You better not get being a ticket while you're driving.
Somebody just cut me off.
The screen goes black.
I don't want to be a witness to any of this road rage stuff now.
I'm a calm driver.
So before you pull the person's mask off, jump off camera first, and then you can go pull his mask off or whatever.
Jesus.
Hold on, here's Chris's channel. Chris is a smart dude, man. I don't like having him on because he makes us feel stupid. Well, no offense to you guys. I mean, I feel. See, Hugo, I don't see as many of your stuff for some reason nowadays. All you guys, a lot of you guys' stuff, I don't see. And when I go back to your profile, then I see. I'm like, oh man, there's so many that didn't pop up in my feed.
My reach has been a little bit down, but then I tried. I've seen other people do this, so I was like, I'm gonna give it a try. Where you take a post that has like 6 million views, and you just save the screenshot, like the photo. And so that's what I did with the picture of the stairs that I posted. It was like a post that had millions of views, and so I just saved the photo and reposted it on mine like it was my own photo. And that, I got thousands of views again. So I'm like, I don't understand.
That's what I did with the Sloppy Joe's picture, but it didn't work out as well.
Well, that one wasn't a popular post.
I know. I just knew you. I needed a Sloppy Joe picture, and I know you did one. So I'm gonna copy this one.
Yeah, it was funny because like my brother had signed his name on the cookbook in the background, and so he was like, of all the times I've ever like put my name on a photo. Like to have that one reposted, but I think he enjoyed the hype from it. So.
Oh yeah, and then what's the other one? But did you see the comment on the stairs one that person commented back about it being was it for witches or something?
Yeah, that's what the original post that I took it from was for. It was like, this was used to like confuse witches back in like the 1700s or something. Yeah, that's what it said anyways. That was the historical significance.
Yeah. I'm only seeing Hawk Tua girl on my feed a lot now.
I made a new decal, car decal listing that was I'll be your huckleberry, but it has the huckleberries scratched out and it says Pookie.
Oh.
Because that was right. I saw that she got on stage with, was it Zach Bryan or Luke Bryan?
No, not Luke Bryan, was it?
It was a country.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
You're talking about Zach Brown?
No, it wasn't Zach Brown. It was shoots, I can't even think of it. Yeah. but she got on stage with him. Do you know who she is, Jack? You know who we're talking
No.
about? What?
No.
Oh man, you people.
Trending viral videos.
I'm gonna send
Really
it to you, and then
significant
you're gonna
about
start getting all these. You're gonna start getting all these in your algorithm, like the guy Kevin. He goes, man, I'm getting all these Hawk Tour stuff in my feed now. Yeah.
My ex stats did go way up after I blocked Hugo. So if you want to try that, it might help you as well.
Wait, what? It went up?
Yeah, they got a lot better.
Really?
Yeah, I'm not kidding.
Huh. Interesting. I guess Chris doesn't know who Hawk Tool is. I'm gonna send you guys some stuff, and then your feed's gonna be all.
Guys, I gotta run. I'm going to a meeting.
All right, man. Cool, man. Thanks for doing this, man. We'll do it again next week, man.
All right, sounds good. Y'all have a great 4th. I'll see you.
All right, you too, man.
You too. See ya.
All right, we'll wrap it up soon. You guys want to say anything before we sign off? Where can they follow you? What you're working on?
Yeah, follow me at Homes and Hustles. I'm gonna keep working on. I'm working on installing a shower right now, and then I'll be putting in flooring after that. So I'll try to record some of that content on YouTube.
Yeah, wait. So what are you working on now? What you're working on? Where you're living now?
Yep. Right. Well, yeah. This week I'm working on the shower where I'm living. And then next week I'll be in Denver. And then after that, I have a dog sitting job back here in Tennessee. And then after that, I'll be back up in Connecticut for a couple weeks doing some projects up there.
Oh, I see you doing more cat sitting. You like the cats better now, yeah?
The cats are a very consistent, lucrative gig. They in the nice weather, their owners are gone almost every weekend.
Chris said he watched your painting downstairs. Great job.
Yeah, downstairs. That's the addition of my house. That's what I'm working on. Yeah, that YouTube short got 1,000 views, and I was just like talking about the paintbrush. It's wild.
What about you, Jack? Where can they find you? What's your next video coming out going to be on?
Jack's Business Talk. This week I'm talking about Social Security and a guy I met at Lowe's and how Social Security is a punishment for your life. Next week I'll be doing the walkthrough of the first unit of the finished unit, how I redid the shower, how the electrician got the wiring done, rented out and stuff, what all we did to it. And then I think from there on out, it's going to be the third unit for a while, just ripping up all the flooring, cleaning up the flooring, and spraying everything with Killsies and stuff.
Oh, yeah. Chris is also a cat lover. He has a channel. Oh, you got to check it out, too. It's called Batcat US. It's on Instagram. I better save that next time so I can share it.
Oh, my goodness. Okay, I'll go follow it. Yeah.
But Janitor on Fire, where are you commenting from? Because I don't see it popping up on the Restream side. But I see your comment on my YouTube. But he says to give Sierra, or maybe it was a private message. I don't know. But it says give Sierra my contact information.
Yeah, send me his stuff and I'll message him about the logo.
Cool.
Guess I'll be doing some of that too.
All right. Well, maybe you can make a Batcat logo for Chris.
I sure can.
Oh, hold on, Chris. Jack, I'm going to put Jack's channel in the comments because Chris is asking. Hold on. I put it earlier, but let me go find it again. So I tried to save everyone's channel so it's easy for me to post it when people are looking for it. Hold on. Where's Jack's channel? I got too many stuff on here now. And there it is. Jack's Business Talk. Alrighty, let me post that in here. So, yeah. Okay, there we go. There's Jack's channel. Go give him a subscribe. We're trying to get him to 50 so he can start doing some live, so he can stream on his channel too. Oh, are you streaming to yours, Sierra? I didn't even check.
Yes.
Cool. Some other people. I hope. Yeah, they might still be streaming even though they're not here.
Is that your cats, Mark?
No, that's Cynthia's cat. He's mad because I don't want to cuddle with him.
Okay.
See, everyone has cats. See,
Everyone's got the cats.
Cats and Crocs. We're gonna have Cats and Crocs hang out in Vegas for the next ORAD event.
Oh, I guess I can't make it.
You and Lauren are coming around slowly.
No, we're gonna have a girls' night. You guys can do the cats and Crocs together in the boys' night.
Yeah, you know, the school community, I forgot to mention, I was going to tell them that there's going to be a girls' night out for some of the ladies that are in the school community because they're talking about going to the next event.
Has he announced when the tickets are gonna go out?
Oh, yeah. School community gets first dibs.
What?
That's what he said. It's going to be posted in school first. And then, see?
I don't want to do that. Okay.
No.
I don't have time.
But it's all recorded. The things are all recorded.
Yeah, but when I have free time, I go back and watch like your YouTube videos or Joel's. Like I try to support that with my watch hours, but I guess I don't want to pay. Whatever. I might suck it up. It's fine.
I haven't really gotten a chance to play around with school a whole lot just because I just bought it earlier this week, I think. Are you able to download the videos like you can on YouTube? Because that's usually where I listen to his content is when I'm at work. I'm supposed to be focusing on my job, but obviously I'm not.
Yeah, I forget it. I think you can download it. But yeah, John Late Start World says 1 week early for tickets in the school community. Yeah.
Okay, so here's the question. Can I just have someone in the school community buy my ticket?
I'm sure you can find someone, you know, I'm sure you can. Maybe we start planning making shirts for the event.
Yeah.
Crocs and cats,
Lots of
or
work to
cats
do.
and Crocs or something. All right. Well, I don't know. We'll see if when we'll get you guys back on next week or something, or see. Well, you're kind of busy though, but thanks for doing
I'll
it.
be in Denver next week, but the week after that I should be available.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, I kind of like going every other week with some of you, or that was not as no. I mean, that is not as like I don't want you guys to feel that you have to. So, but yeah, if you guys are free, there's Frank's Zoom group also going on at 6 p.m. Pacific, I believe it starts. So if you guys want to check that out, those nuts kind of go for like 6 hours sometimes, but just pop in and out. I mean, talking about all kind of good real estate stuff and what people are working on. But go give Jack's channel a support, get them to 50. Go order some stuff from Homes and Hustles if you want some merchandise. But what were you going to say, Jack?
Oh, I was going to say, I was surprised the one time I was up all day after working and I jumped on Frank's thing for a couple hours, went and took a nap and woke back up and Frank's thing was still going.
Yes. Yes, it's like the waves because you might get the East Coast guys starting first, and then by then it's the West Coast people on. But
yeah, I mean, when I join, it's already like 9 p.m. or something here.
Yeah. Oh, okay. This will be the final one before we bounce off. What is the deal with Crocs? Late Start Wealth wants to know. Crocs are awesome. That's why they're comfortable. They're stylish.
And except for they're not. So that's the deal. Is that it's just a hot topic.
We'll all be wearing them in Vegas. I'll get us sponsored. We'll get some deals with them.
Oh, man.
All right, everyone. Thanks for joining in, and we'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
Thanks for having us.
Bye, everyone.